Welcome everyone to another Kuta worksheet tutorial. We're doing right triangle congruence today. You should have already covered at some point the following. You should have covered side, 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 angle, angle, side, angle, angle, or angle, angle, side. And today we're going to do HL, which is hypotenuse leg. So these are the 5 that are in your wheelhouse, your repertoire, your toolbox, so that you can decide which 2 triangles are congruent or not, okay? So you really need to have this understanding for this video. I have a bunch of videos on these different concepts if you want to check those out before getting into this, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first one, okay? Now, anytime you see this, it should raise a red flag for you. A right angle, okay? So if you see a right angle, you know you're going to be dealing with the possibility of HL. So HL, what is it? HL stands for hypotenuse leg. It is for, oh, that wasn't a good triangle. Let me try this again. Okay, it is for when you have a right triangle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a right triangle. What makes it right is it's got 90 degrees on it. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste this guy. Oh, I missed him. There we go. Copy, paste. Okay, so now I have 2, and they're exactly the same. But let's say we don't know that. We can't assume it. And we're told that this is the case. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, this scenario, even though it is angle, side, side, ASS, okay, normally ASS is no go. Okay, you're writing bad words, it's a no good. But this is different because it's not just any angle, it's a right angle. Okay, so a right angle makes it different. This makes it hypotenuse. There's the hypotenuse, and this is a leg. And this is a right angle because these are right triangles. So this is what we call the Hl theorem. These would be congruent because of the hypotenuse and the leg are congruent in a right triangle. So if we see a right angle in this, in either triangle, in this case it's both because they're supplementary, okay, we know we might be dealing with hypotenuse leg. Okay, it might be, it might not be. So we just need to keep that in the back of our mind. Now, let's go ahead and still label it like we normally do. Here we have a side, and it matches with this side. We're given an angle, okay, a right angle, so keep that in mind. But notice how we are not given what? We are not given the hypotenuse. We don't know if the hypotenuses, hypoteni, I don't know how you say that, hypotenuses are congruent, so we're not going to assume that they are, okay? So hypotenuse leg is actually out, but notice this, we have the reflexive property leading us to a third measurement, which is another side. So here we have side, angle, side, well, let me go in the correct order. Side, angle, side. This is congruent because of side, angle, side. Okay, so now we got the basics down. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, again, we have a red alert. Why? Because we have a right angle and a right angle. Now let's check the hypotenuse. Do we have the hypotenuse is congruent? And we do this time. And guess what? We also have a leg, okay, a leg given for both. So this is hypotenuse, leg, because this is 90 degrees. So this is congruent because of the Hl theorem. Okay, moving on to the next one, number 3. We're just going to roll through these. Now, let's see what we have here. We have right triangle, so we need to be cautious. Do we have a hypotenuse? We do have a hypotenuse. Okay, so is it the HL? No, it is not the HL because we do not see a leg given either one. Okay, we don't have that measurement, so we can't call it HL. So what else do we have? Well, we have, now let's just go back to our regular ones. We have a side. It's not a hypotenuse because it's not HL. We have an angle. And we have another angle. So this one is actually SAA or AAS, congruent. So this one's congruent, just not by HL. We haven't, oh yeah, we have had one. Okay, now we're on to number 4. Okay, now even before I get started, I see that we have vertical angles anytime we have 2 triangles touch. Okay, in this case with number 1, we had reflexive property. Number 2 didn't touch. Number 3 didn't touch. 4 touches. We're going to have vertical angles here, so make sure you always fill that in. Now, do we have a hypotenuse and leg? We have a hypotenuse, but no leg. Okay, so it's not hypotenuse leg. It's going to be something else. What is it? Well, we have an angle given. We have another angle given, and we have a side. We have an angle given, another angle, and a side. So this one is actually AAS or SAA. Did I write the other one right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So this one's congruent also. Number 4, congruent. Number 5, touching triangles. Okay, so we know we're going to have something. In this case, we're going to have the hypotenuse. Ooh, okay. But does it give us another leg to work with for HL? It does not. Okay, so it's not going to be HL. So we're going to go back to our normal ones, which is S, A, side angle, angle, side angle, angle. How do we call this? Well, I do this extensively in other videos if you want to check those out, especially the first one. But we have side, angle, angle. You're going to go around the triangle in the same direction. You don't skip more than a side or in an angle, okay? So you're never going to skip, like for example, let me show you when you're labeling, just in case you need a refresher. If you already know this, just skip ahead like 10 seconds. I think YouTube allows you to do that and move on to the next one. So if you went around this way, we'd be skipping a side and an angle to get to that side. You don't want to do that, okay? You only want to skip at most one other measurement. So this one's congruent because of side, angle, angle. And I'm just going to call it that. Okay, touching triangles, we got congruent sides. Let's put 3 here because we don't know if it's the same or not the same or whatever. We're not going to put 2. We're definitely not going to put a right angle. Now, there's no hypotenuse given. So what is it? Well, here we have an angle. Here we have an angle. Here we have an angle. Okay, and it matches with these ones. So guess what? It is not congruent. Okay, if it's angle, 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 okay, it's not congruent. There's not enough info. Not. So we'll just say AA is not a congruence postulate. Okay, so now we have 7. 7, we have, let's check, oh yeah, 2 separate triangles. We have a side, matches the side, an angle, matches that angle, and then we have a side that matches that side. So this one is SSA, SSA with no right angle. We already know we're in trouble, okay, because this spells ASS backwards, which we know isn't good. But this one's side angle side, so it doesn't match up, and this is ASS, so that's definitely no good. So this is not congruent also. Moving on to 8. 8, we have touching triangles. That means we're going to have another measurement. Okay, so in this case we have a side, a side. There's no hypotenuse here. Okay, so it's not going to be HL. So what is it? It's going to be side, angle, side, side, angle, side. This one is side, angle, side, congruent. Okay, where's the HLs? No HLs? Okay, this one angle, angle. This one's angle, angle, angle. This one is not congruent. So we'll do congruent, not congruent. Okay, because angle, angle, angle is not a congruence postulate. Number 10, lastly, we have this angle here. This is going to be side, angle, side, side, angle, side. This is not an HL either. Wow, there's very little HLs here. How many were there? Just 1? Wow. Anyway, so we have side, angle, side. So this is going to be congruent here. Congruent. So, wow, we got 1 HL, and that was it. But this is just good practice overall, and we saw a lot of not congruence. I think I'll go do a part 2 in this one. So, actually, I probably won't do part 2 with this one. This one's kind of weird. Don't worry about it too much, but this top one was good. So, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time on Wes Explains Best.